Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Carver and we're taking a look at the entire line of Acid Rain figures at the 1/28 scale today. I'll do a separate video on the 1/18 scale next time, but I thought since I started this channel because of my passion for these figures, I should give, a good overview of what they have to offer, or for those who are already collectors, if there's something you've been thinking about buying but you haven't, made up your mind yet, maybe this will help you out. I also wanted to show you some other lines that I borrow, things like weapons from, that incorporate really well with the 1/28 scale. But even out of the box, they come with a lot of adaptability. The first thing I'm going to start with is kind of, the basic workhorse of the army, and it's called the Laurel. So far, they come in 4 different versions. You've got the blue, the desert, the MK1, the MK2, and the Laurel itself kind of looks like a person. It's got kind of a human form, but it also has a pilot inside who you can take out. He also comes with, kind of this grenade launcher weapon and a rail gun that goes on his shoulder. And what's really cool about these guys is they have a number of pegs on their body, so you can, put the rail gun on his left or right shoulder, or on his hip if you want, and then he's got an ammo pouch that usually I peg to the other side. And what's a little bit frustrating, but ultimately kind of rewarding if you figure it out about Acid Rain stuff, is there'll be all these hidden features that they don't tell you about. These guys don't come with any kind of manual. So if you take this grenade launcher that he comes with, it seems like a pretty solid piece, but for one thing, the handle on the top comes off, and the ammo barrel on the bottom comes off. And then, if you want, you can take the handle and stick it to his shoulder if you want, or combine it really in any way you can imagine. And that's just what comes with the figure. I haven't even gotten to adding things on from other toy lines, but it's kind of limitless possibilities. The next thing we're going to take a look at is what's called the Stronghold, and these are kind of the larger versions of the Laurel, or the mechs, so to speak. And they have kind of a human form as well. There's a pilot that sits inside, and again, these guys are almost endlessly configurable. So if you see, you can actually take his arms off, and if you want, you can take his entire body off, and he transforms into kind of a tank vehicle. Then if, say, you've got another Stronghold, which I just happen to have right here conveniently, he comes with adapters, so you could give this guy 4 arms if you want. You could double the size of his legs. What I miss about the one in the 1/18 line is that it doesn't focus as much on kind of making the figures configurable like this. That it focuses a lot more on looking more realistic, and on the aesthetics. And they're beautiful figures, but for me, I love how adaptable these guys are. And the last guy we're going to look at is what's called this, the Chappelle, and this is kind of like a moving base. And as you can see, it's got similar tank treads, but these guys move up and down, so you can raise or lower it. And then if you flip this guy open, it turns into kind of like a mobile command center. I feel like this looks almost exactly like the G.I. Joe base from 1983. I Wouldn't be surprised if that's where the influence came from, but you know, it brings back a lot of memories for me, and I just love it when it's in this form. And what's also cool is in the back here, you've got these doors that unfold, and then not only that, but they extend, so you can create kind of this protective perimeter behind it. So let's say you've got your stronghold here, and it's, you know, kind of a two-man army. The last thing we're going to look at is actually the vehicle that literally caught my eye and attracted me to Acid Rain in the first place. It's just called the MK Speeder, and in its basic form, it kind of looks like a motorcycle with a canopy. But what's cool about these guys is they're a little bit more like Transformers, where the legs unfold, and it turns into almost kind of a kangaroo form. And again, if you want, you can attach, you know, one of those rail guns from the Laurels to the side of it to give it more firepower. Of course, you know, the pilot sits inside, and you can pop these legs off and, you know, put them on the side of the stronghold if you want. It's kind of endless. And the only two vehicles out of these that they've made in the 1/18 scale so far are the Speeder and Laurel. I'm not sure if they have plans for the Stronghold and the Chappelle. Let's take a look at some of the stuff I've incorporated from other lines. So this gun right here is actually from Gundam, and it's from the 1/100 scale, and it works perfectly for these guys if you want to give them, you know, like say a bigger gun. This gun is from one of the 1/12 scale Fortnite figures. Again, their hands open and close really easily, and the handles fit perfectly. And my favorite modification I made so far is this kind of ammo railgun that I made. This is a backpack from Gundam that I dremeled, and then he comes with this ammo belt, but I added this to his back by dremeling some holes in the back, and then the figure actually comes with these hooks that I crazy glued, or actually no, I used a hot glue gun. It's a lot safer, unless you're absolutely sure you want something to just stay where it is. Avoid crazy glue. But that allowed me to turn it into a backpack and have them on like so. So I hope that gives you kind of an overview of the 1/28 scale, and gives you some ideas for, you know, adding to what you already have to make them a little more fun or interesting. And next week we're going to take a look at the 1/18 scale, and I guess you can decide for yourself, you know, which scale you want to end up going with. So thanks for checking in, and please click the like button and send me any questions if you want to contribute to the channel. Thanks a lot. Bye.